Well, welcome to another edition of Music on the Menu. We're here at 105 The River inside Mohegan Sun Pocono. And joining me today is Alan Stout, who is the radio host of Music on the Menu, and Aaron Fink, whose band The Fury will be performing tonight inside Breakers. And let's start with you, man. Tell me about your band. What do you guys like?
Well, the Fury is the live kind of, the live situation of the studio records that I make. So in the studio, I've been playing all the instruments. So then when I play live, I kind of get to a band together, a band du jour. So, it might grow into a steady thing. But just for logistics, every show so far has been a different line.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. I will
right.
let you know after the show how it goes. But it certainly makes it it makes it really interesting and not boring. But I like to hear different people's takes on the stuff that I write.
Okay, we're going to talk about someone giving you a take right now on Alan. Alan, you've covered this band a couple times now. You've known Aaron for a long time. Tell me about the band and give me your take on them.
Well, Aaron could have the pick of any musician in town that he wants to play. I think they're excited to play with him. He has a great reputation as a musician. His resume's, he's got a couple of gold records and platinum records on his wall. So when Aaron says, "Hey, you want to gig with me?" I imagine it's not too hard for him to round up some friends to play. And his records are great, and so it's fun for them to play them as well. Aaron's done Music on the Menu live 3 or 4 times now. This is his fourth solo. The Wolves and Butterflies is his 4th solo album. I think we've had him here every single time that he's had one out to come up and do Breakers. He started doing solo records right around the time we started doing our series here about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's always lined up pretty nicely with the two of us, where when he has something going on, we got a place for him here, and it's always great to hear him play.
Yeah, and of course that place is Breakers, and let's talk about Breakers a little bit, because for me, I love coming up to Breakers. I don't know whether it's a Friday, Saturday night, and hearing the bands inside there. For me, I think in the NEPA scene, I don't know, I just think it's one of the best spots to hear a band play. Aaron, do you like playing in Breakers? What's your take on that?
Yeah, man. It's nice to have, places where there's a stage, a proper PA, and a sound guy. Unfortunately, are going by the wayside. Certainly around here, there's almost no places left.
Yeah.
It's not like it was 20 years ago.
Alan, let's be something to ask you, because I know my dad's always telling me, like, oh, you would have loved growing up when I grew up, because there's always a band playing somewhere, and you know what I mean? So,
and I am old enough to be your dad, actually. But the thing is I'll be real honest with you. Breakers, when we start doing the music series, and they approached me about doing it, I wasn't sure. It was kind of built for cover bands, and it has the high stage, and
the stage is very high.
And it's the video screens. It's kind of a sports bar, and so I asked them. I said, if you want me to bring the music series to Breakers, I love the idea of doing it at the casino, because there's always people here, and you want to get your bands in front of people. So it's a great place to do it. But we actually convert that room for 1 hour a month and change it up. We turn off all the television sets. We either turn them off, or we put on the Music on the Menu logo. We pull the curtain closed, and we try to make it into an original music room for 1 hour a month. And the casino has been, Mohegan Sun's been real cooperative with us with that. They understand that we need a special environment for original music, and for 1 hour a month anyway, I think we create it. And so I'm real happy with it. But originally I wasn't sure. If they didn't make a couple changes, I don't think it would have worked. I think Aaron would probably agree. But we do change it, and it's been working out pretty cool.
Right.
And for everyone that's watching, you're probably going to be able to see in a couple minutes, we're going to show Aaron performing, and you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about, kind of how the stage looks and everything. But before we even get into any of that, Aaron, new album out, Wolves and Butterflies. Tell me about the new album.
It's just a continuation of my artistic journey, or whatever you want to call it, man. Like, I've just been writing songs like crazy, and I'm not like tied specifically to a label, or I'm creatively, I have tons of freedom these days, so I'm like, you know, dipping my toe in a bunch of different waters and seeing what I like. I was known previously as a guitar player, so being the singer and the songwriter and stuff, it's been this whole new world for me. So it's been it's been challenging and an uphill climb, but it's a lot of fun as well. And I'm still trying to find my groove exactly, and what works for me and what doesn't. On the guitar, I have like almost no, you know, the sky's the limit. But with some of the other instruments and stuff, that there's a bit of a ceiling, so I'm trying to figure out what my groove is. So it's been a lot of fun. But the new album, Wolves and Butterflies, is just kind of a continuation of that process, and trying. For me, I'm just trying to write I'm trying to write great rock songs, actually. The good ones, yeah. But at the end of the day, like I was saying just the other day to somebody, I was like, every time I make a record, I set out to like reinvent the wheel and try all this shit and do all this stuff, and then I always just come back to like, is this a good rock song? To me, that's my favorite. I love all kinds of music, but to me, a great rock song is always like something I can hang my hat on. I guess just like a pair of like jeans and a t-shirt, you know what I mean? I always come back to that. So, and they're actually harder to write than you think.
I could imagine.
It's like, oh, I could have wrote that's 3 chords. It's like, yeah, but to get those chords and the melody and those lyrics to be right and to not be corny, that's the key. Is like, to my ear, a lot of stuff can get corny quick, so it's a fine line. But it's hard, man. If everyone, like, you know, Tom Petty has that huge list of, you know, 40, 50 songs that are all like hits. It's like, you know, someone said to me too in the past, it's like, oh, if it was that easy, everybody would do it. And, you know, just start cashing checks. It's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Definitely.
But it's the challenge of it is a lot of fun. And I'm dove in head first a couple years ago of just writing songs like crazy. And so,
you know, it's funny too that you brought that up, because last month, and now I don't know if you remember from when Dustin was on here last month, I actually asked Dustin, I was like, you know, for me being a journalist, I could sit there and write a story, you know, no problem, but I wouldn't be able to sit there and try to write something that gets music to match it or anything like that. And Alan, I think you said to Dustin something along the lines of, like, you just listen to it in the car and then pull your phone out and just
I asked Dustin if he ever writes in the car, because I've written some songs in my life, and sometimes they come in when you're driving, and it's nice about having these phones now. You just get your voice memo out and get that melody while it's in your head and those lyrics while you don't lose it. But, you know, what Aaron was saying about, you know, I think it was a newspaper interview that I did with Aaron probably about 5 years ago when he put out his first solo album. I asked him the question, did you ever think when you left Breaking Benjamin of being a guitarist in another band? You know, maybe Godsmack or Korn, or, you know, or another modern rock band needs a guitarist. And I believe Aaron said, oh, I thought about that for a bit, but eventually I realized that was an option for you. But eventually you realized that I wanted to write my own songs and sing my own songs. And on this new record, Wolves and Butterflies, there's a song called Rocksteady Girl, which is one of my favorite songs on the record. And it's like got a little reggae vibe to it. I mean, you know, and there's a song called Melody Lane, which is about his childhood and even some of his time with being a father and Breaking Benjamin, his time with Breaking Benjamin. And so you could see the growth as a songwriter. You could see him peppering in all those influences. And like you said, trying things out on each record. I can't wait to hear the next one, you know.
All right, we're going to have much more from Aaron and from his band. They're going to be performing coming up shortly in the show, but before any of that, we're going to take a quick break, and then after that break, Aaron and Alan are going to be back with us for more music on the menu right here from Mohegan Sun Pocono. We're back here at Music on the Menu. I'm joined by Alan Stout, who's the radio host of Music on the Menu, and Aaron Fink, who is our special guest for the evening. And oh, thanks for the little points and shout outs to me too. I'm awesome, I guess too. But hey, Aaron, let's go throwback here. Let's go back to Strangers with Candy, right? You guys won a huge Battle of the Bands competition, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. So tell me about that. What was that like? This was back when MTV still did music, right?
This was when MTV was cool.
Before Jersey Shore came along and that.
I think we were dubbed the world's ultimate cover band.
Was it a Limp Bizkit tune?
We did a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was some
It was
biscuits
like almost
going
20 years
on.
ago. Like 2000, about 18 years ago.
Who's counting?
But that led to
Some good stuff.
Some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, that good stuff was Breaking Benjamin. So I just want to ask you, what was it like touring the country and playing with a huge band like that and having all that success and gold records and that kind of such?
It was fun, you know. Most of it was fun. There was obviously some hiccups, but life isn't perfect, so there's hiccups with everything. But to play music on a high level with other cats that are on a high level in front of a lot of people every night is a good way to go about your life. You know what I mean? I've done
Living the dream in a way.
I've done a lot
Yeah.
of other jobs, and that is the best of the bunch. But yeah, man.
And
It was fun too. I mean, we were all like, when I was in that band, I was like, in my 20s and stuff, and having fun, and I could, tour and get out and do that night after night, and then get up and do it again. So I don't know. That's a good time to do it. Like, what I'm getting at is like that time in my life that's a good time to do that when you're young and rearing to go.
Yeah, and it seems like now you're into more of like a chill scene a little bit.
Now I'm old and I just watch TV.
But one of the cool things that you're doing, obviously, we talked about your band in the last little bit, but now let's talk about something else that you do, and that is, I see on Facebook, a Dave Matthews tribute band. Are you part of something like that? That's pretty cool. I mean, that's for Breaking Benjamin to Dave Matthews tribute. That's your musical spectrum. You know what I mean? You're going from
I do that. I moonlight in that gig every now and then just to help out my buddy Dustin. But I've always been a huge Dave Matthews fan, and that band is popular everywhere. But I think around here, especially, like Dave always played Montage Mountain. That band is huge around here, so that's fun. And like that, just as a guitar, I'm just kind of doing the guitar stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just from that perspective, it's a fun night out for me just to kind of wank on my guitar.
Yeah, I want to ask about the guitar stuff too. So obviously, if you're doing Dave Matthews, I'm going to guess you're more of an acoustic type. So
I'm not.
No, oh really? You don't?
Actually, no.
Do you do any acoustic at all then?
Yes. Oh, I thought you said,
Well,
am I acoustic type? I am not, actually.
Yeah, well, I knew.
I'm
I knew you definitely wouldn't be.
Full-blooded electric
okay.
guitar player, and sometimes, again, I moonlight as an acoustic guitar player. That's not really my bag, though.
Okay.
Had an amplifier, like his umbilical cord was
Yeah.
plugged into an amp, I think, when he was born.
No, I mean most guitar players, depends on the guy, but most guitar players like to kind of turn up the juice and rock it out a little bit.
No, how about you? What are you a fan? You like the acoustic stuff, or would you rather do the electric stuff?
Well, I've seen Aaron do both, because he's done Music on the Menu live with a band, and I think he did it once alone, where it was just you. And so, but it wasn't acoustic.
Might have been me and Pat or something.
Yeah. I've seen him do both. A great song could. We've seen everybody do it.
A good song.
Good song's a good song.
In my opinion, should be able to be played
acoustically
as chords on a piano and a melody, or guitar chords. And so
yeah, but I heard somebody playing acoustic the other day, and they were playing. It was a Killer song. It was a Mr. Brightside, maybe. It was all acoustic. I didn't know that song was even possible. Like you said, if it's a good song, it should be able to be played on both.
If it's a good song, it usually translates well.
Remember we talked about Eric Clapton last time you were here. Look what he did with Layla on MTV Unplugged.
Yeah.
I mean, just the song.
Totally.
The song's the song. There it was.
Definitely. Well, we're kind of pressing time a little bit because the big thing here is we want to see Aaron perform inside Breakers. We're all ready to rock out.
No acoustic guitars.
No acoustic guitar whatsoever, and that's be coming your way next after this break.
Please give a warm welcome for Aaron Fink and the Fury.
Take me cloud my worried mind. I wanna go back to long ago. Everything was bright and still remained untold. So throw your arms around the world and don't let go. 'Cause I've been waiting here long before you're cold. Damned if I do, you're damned if you don't. Either way, you know you can't believe the truth. What you do? I'll never give up. I'll never give in. I'm chasing something, but I don't know what it is. In my mind, I'm towing a line. I'm thanking lucky stars and catching the sunshine. So throw your arms around the world and don't let go. 'Cause I've been waiting here long before you're cold. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Either way, you know you can't believe the truth. What you do? Damn if you do, you're damn if you don't. Either way, you know you can't believe the truth. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, ain't no way to tell who's really fooling who. So I won't refuse. No, I can't refuse. Thank you. It's called Damned If I Do. This is Love Light. I'm flying high must have stolen me away. Must have made the grasses greener. Must have pushed aside the grave. Must have stolen me away. Thank you. It's called Love Light. This one's called Rocksteady Girl. You're inside, the inside of my brain. You're down below, underneath my skin. Held tight to my honored eyes. Tried so many, many times. I can't quit, yeah, I'm doing time. They come and they go, they rock and they roll with me. You are my rock steady girl. Falling to my restless soul. Heart is where we call home. Right out to the sunset in our minds. I tried so many, many times, but I can't quit. Yeah, I'm doing time. Come and they go, they rock and they roll. You are my rock steady girl. Away with everything. Then I'll fly out in outer space. Yeah, we will. Oh, we rock. Oh, shucks, thank you. It's called Rocksteady Girl. Aaron, sounds like there's a Frenchie in the house. I like it. Aaron. It's way cooler than Aaron.